Marion Carlon here, the relationship expert who always keeps it raw, and I always keep it real. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and I thank you for coming. And welcome to the 10 warning signs of your relationship being in trouble. The 10 warning signs of a troubled relationship. And topic number one, and divulging right into it, is topic number one is lack of trust. When you first think about your relationship, and I hear this from couples from all over the United States and globally, what mainly we think about in the beginning is lack of trust in dealing with infidelity, lack of trust in dealing with cheating. That's not the level of trust I am talking about. I believe that there's a higher level of lack of trust, and that not to take anything away on being cheated on, and not to take anything away of experiencing infidelity. I am talking about the lack of emotional trust you are not receiving from your spouse, or you're not giving to your spouse or significant other. This particular lack of trust. This is what I'm talking about. Let me give you an example. You know when you first fall in love with the person that you're with now, you remember first falling in love with them. Can you remember what made you fall in love with them in the first place? Can you remember the day that you decided, I really love this person. I'm really going to commit myself to this person. This person really understands me. Can you remember when that day was? And I can guarantee you that it was something close of you sharing your emotional being and your emotional intelligence with this person, and they truly embraced what you were giving them. You know, it's funny how as we grow, sometimes we live in the past instead of living in the present, and sometimes we're too focused on the future and we're not focused on the present. But when we give ourselves to someone, we literally end up giving them our story. And a part of your story, and I want you to know this in lack of trust, is that the past is not the past, it's the present recreating the future. And sometimes we share our stories with things that have happened in the past with the people that we fall in love with. And either the lack of trust is either broken or trust is developed. Either lack of trust gets broken over time, or either trust is nurtured and it keeps developing over time. My question to you is, are you experiencing a lack of trust with your significant other or with your spouse? Let me kind of share or give an example of how this plays out. Say for instance, either male to female or female to male, spouse to spouse, or significant other to significant other. Something has happened to you in the past. And normally how it works like this, when we first start dating the person that we're with now, we start courting and we're very casual. We kind of meander. We take our time in developing trust, which is healthy, because you can't just trust is something that is earned. It's not something that you give anyone. You allow yourself and you value yourself enough to put yourself in a place where you, over time, you begin to see results with this significant other that they're trustworthy. And so you get past the light occurrences of dating. You, first of all, when you start spending time with your significant other, with your spouse, you have a lot of fun. And I think that fun still needs to be continued. But then you get to a place as you divulge into relationship after month after month after month after month, and you get a year into it, you get serious about your genesis of identity, and you get serious about your emotional content. And it plays out like something like this. 3, 6, 7, 8 months in, 9 months into the relationship, you finally get to the place where you feel like you are going to share what it is that you are going to share that truly makes you emotionally tick. And you begin to share this. You begin to talk about it to yourself. You may pray about it. You may meditate on it. But you're starting to think and you're starting to believe, I can give this aspect to my significant other or my spouse because I'm falling in love with them. I've already fallen in love with them. I'm in love with them. I love them. And to me, they've become trustworthy. They've exemplified caring enough about my emotional compass and my emotional being that I can share what it is that I want to share. This may be something that's happened in the past, This may be something that's happened in the present. This may be something that's very intimate with you that you haven't shared with many people. You haven't even shared with past either boyfriends or significant others, or maybe even past spouses, but you're choosing to share this with this person because you've never felt like this for this person, and you share it. And what happens is something that's miraculous. Now, people, stay with me. They end up receiving what it is that you have lamented and prayed and thought about. They end up completely receiving you and receiving your story and receiving their occurrence, and they completely embrace you and hug you and let you feel like it's emotionally safe and it's okay. And you completely fall into their arms. Emotionally, spiritually, physically, you fall into their arms and you feel like, I'm home. I have someone who truly understands me. I have someone who loves me. I have someone to embrace me. I have someone who truly gets me. And your ability to be able to give that to them emotionally, it's bonded. So now you begin to move forward, and you're with this particular person for a number of months, a number of years. You've been in this relationship, whether you have a significant other over a number of years, or a spouse or a number of years. And this is your emotional go-to person. And all of a sudden, over the years, it's seemingly so where you're not experiencing the same level of feeling safe emotionally like you did one time in the past. You start to experience several breaks in this emotional content of your being where you're not feeling like you're understood, loved, cherished, or appreciated emotionally, and you begin to put up a wall and the emotional trust is broken. My question to you is, when is the last time you have truly experienced feeling emotional trust from your significant other or your spouse, that you felt safe, you felt comforted, you felt embraced, you felt cared for, understood, and you felt loved? If you're experiencing the lack of trust emotionally with your significant other or your spouse, it might be a warning sign that your relationship is in trouble. And trust me, I can relate. Trust me, I understand. Trust me, I have been there. But I want you to know you can always turn it around. You can always turn it around. Feel free to definitely go to the next video. Just write this down, kind of make notes of this, maybe watch this with your spouse, maybe look at this individually, and then think about how you want to bring up this conversation in I don't emotionally trust you the way I used to. You might have a situation where it's a warning sign that your relationship may be in trouble and going in the direction that you don't want it to go in. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to connecting with you again.